Hi people, welcome back to my channel. As usual, you know me now, I keep to my promises. I know I told you that I was going to get a dietitian to come in. Yeah, Dr. Choma called and he answered. Today, we are going to be having Collins Akanno, who happened to be one of the nutritionists that helped me with my diet plan, that helped me manage and reverse PCOS symptoms. Stay tuned.
Nutrition is a very important factor when it comes to PCOS management, and of course, how we eventually fight this condition and get better. It's also important to know that insulin resistance is something that is characterized in PCOS as a situation or a condition, a health condition. Insulin resistance, that's a big word. Let me just make it simple for all of us. That is when your muscle cells, your fat cells, and your liver cells can't take up glucose from your blood. Now, what happens is your pancreas starts to produce even more insulin so that your cells can actually take this glucose up. So the excess insulin in circulation in the blood triggers the ovaries to produce male hormones called androgens. Now, it's important to also know that the foods you eat can actually affect this and also improve on or reduce insulin resistance. The foods you eat can actually help your journey in PCOS management or make the journey harder.
That is even true, because I remember that when I stopped eating things like pizza, I started drinking soft drink. I noticed that when I stopped it, I started seeing improvements even in my body, my skin generally. So what are the foods that we should avoid, for some of us, so that we know how to manage this thing very well?
Okay, it's interesting that you said this. If you notice the meal plan I shared with you, I made sure that I took out foods that have low fiber in them.
Yes.
And I try to make your meal plan major on fruits and vegetables. Actually, the go-to for management of PCOS is to focus on nutrient-dense foods. And by nutrient-dense, I mean foods that have high fiber, healthy fats, and lean protein. I'm talking from the poultry or fish category.
Yeah.
Now, you said you left some of the processed foods. Yes, processed foods are they are a no-no.
Oh.
You should try to avoid processed foods.
Even when I do cheat day, like.
Yeah. Well, I wouldn't say it to be too regimented, but you will want to focus more on getting healthy, nutrient-dense foods. Foods that have added sugar, like your soft drink, your sodas, they are a no-no. And you also want to get healthy fats and lean proteins, especially from poultry and fish.
I remember that one of the things that broke my heart was when you told me I will not eat bread. Oh my God. But there was a substitute. I think you gave me whether wheat bread, and then I started making my oatmeal bread, which is actually one of the things that blew my mind when it comes to this nutrition journey.
You can actually have your bread, but try to focus on whole grain.
Okay.
Like always look out for whole grain category. Breakfast cereals, look for whole grain, the whole grain alternative.
Yeah.
For your bread, whole grain is fine as well.
Okay. So the snack, because someone like me that loves to snack, ntanta, because it shouldn't be left out. So what kind of ntanta, chop that you recommend for some of us with PCOS, or some of us that are diagnosed with PCOS, because that is actually some of the fear that we have, like, so I'm not going to chop this thing again. I will not take ice cream again. I will not take this one again. Like, what is a healthy substitute for this kind of thing so that we can munch on and live healthy?
It's interesting that you mentioned, because in the management of PCOS, one of the things I advise my clients is to have a varied kind of diet, and they should also eat regularly. Now, when you eat regularly, it creates an avenue for your body to actually work on the glucose supply from the foods you've eaten.
Yeah.
I always recommend, if you remember the meal plan, I had like five meals.
Yeah.
Now, in between those major meals, you have snack. It's always good to snack during this period. It helps your body just more like re-strategize on how to manage the glucose coming from those foods.
Oh, nice.
You would want to snack on things like fruits,
Yeah.
Vegetables.
Yeah.
You want to also snack on nuts.
Yes, I remember granuts.
Yes, there was granite in it.
Your
There was
almond.
cashew nuts, almond nuts.
Yeah.
Those are good substitutes for. You don't have to eat major meals and try to load yourself.
Yeah.
But just munch every now and then.
Are there certain fruits that we should avoid? Because that was actually one of the things that got me thinking. Because I started seeing things online like, don't eat banana, don't eat watermelon. Like, are there certain fruits that we should avoid in this journey?
Did you say fruits?
Yes, fruits.
There are no fruits that are culprits in this regard. The
Okay.
portion is actually what you should focus on. There are no bad foods. You just want to stay away from anything that is processed or not made in the kitchen.
Okay.
Packaged and processed foods, you need to reduce drastically on that.
Okay.
And foods that have added sugars. I'm talking mainly your sodas and your beverages.
But
You want to reduce on
fruits-
that. But
fruits-
fruits are always good. Fruits
Okay.
are always a good go-to for PCOS.
Okay.
Actually. You just need to moderate your portions, and that's why you need
Okay.
to work with a registered
Dietitian.
dietitian to work with your calorie limits per day.
Okay. That's actually true because I remembered eating, even though I was saying things like don't eat banana, people say things like don't eat banana and the likes. I ate everything in portions. So now speaking about exercise, because that's one thing again that you actually advise. What are for some people that cannot afford to go to the gym, what particular kind of exercise can you recommend that we do? Should we just do regular walks, or what do you recommend that we do in this journey? And again, I also want to ask, there are some people that don't have upper body weight, right? That are not like me that have upper body weight. There are some people that are actually slender, but they still have PCOS. How do you do meal plans that fit them?
Okay, it all borders to what your daily caloric needs are. If you're someone who has the sedentary lifestyle, you sit a lot, you work from home, you do remote jobs and all of that, you find yourself sitting for a longer period. The meal plans that are going to assist you with your fight against PCOS will tailor to your daily caloric expenditure.
Yeah.
And that's why it has to deal with something that has been calculated by your registered dietitian, nutritionist. So I will speak to the exercise part because your environmental and genetic factors plays a major role in PCOS management. And when I
Obviously.
say environment, I talk about your food, your eating habits, okay, and your exercise, your lifestyle habits. Now, because you can also attest to the fact that there's a risk for overweight or
Yeah.
obesity in PCOS, it is good to keep your weight in check by exercising. Even if you know you work at home or you're sedentary in lifestyle, you need to get out there, run on the treadmill, do some climb up on the stairs and down,
Yeah.
just to sweat it off, and keep your weight management in check.
Yeah.
It's very important.
It's very important. I actually remembered doing a walk before I went to the gym. I was always working. I made sure that I walked up to like 5 kilometers. I walked 5 kilometers daily. Oh, I trimmed there. But you must not necessarily do that. You can just do little walks there, and then you can walk around your estate or walk around the neighborhood. That is actually something as little as that is enough. Thank you so much, Collins. So this is actually one of the dietitians that helped me with my meal plan, that helped me overcome PCOS symptoms. So if you want to contact him, I'm going to leave the link in the description so that you can meet him one-on-one for more consultations. So don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, because I'm also going to be sharing recipes that will help some of you that are having PCOS, how to manage it and overcome it. See you in the next one.